Hello, I'm Mark, and today we're going to create this portal-like composition using Affinity Photo. I post 2 tutorials like this every week, so for more Affinity content, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Alright, let's get started. Here I got a new blank document. I'm going to use this built-in stock panel here to search for some images. First, something about winter, snow. This will be our main image. So we can use this built-in stock panel here. We don't need to go to web browser. That's very handy. Alright, maybe this one. Just drag and drop to your artboard and the stock image is loaded. And now I can search for the second image. This one should be kind of opposite in terms of weather. We're going to make a portal from one place to another, so maybe something tropical for this one. Alright, I think I'm going to pick this simple image over there. Again, drag and drop, and now we got both stock images on in our project on separate layers over here. So I go back to layer panel, I can hide this one and we will resize this layer. To do it, just zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole picture. Now we're going to resize and also reposition the first one. Before that, I want to create a circle for my portal so I can kind of evaluate the composition. So shape tool over there on the left side. Let's draw a circle. Reduce opacity so we can see through it. I'll position this exactly at the center of this artboard, and thanks to that I can kind of evaluate the composition while scaling down my background. So again, go back to this winter photo. Using move tool, we can also transform just by dragging corners up and down. Alright, I'm happy with size and position, so right click on the layer and rasterize and trim. We can also rename this layer and we are done with the backdrop. Let's do something very similar with our tropical, our summer layer. So zoom out so I can see the whole picture for a moment, and now I will just reposition something here. I think this will be very good position for our second picture. This will be on other side of the portal. All right, and the same thing, right click, rasterize and trim, and we got new sizes for our images. I will use this circle twice, so I will duplicate this layer. The circle below will be my clipping mask for the image. So let's turn it into clipping mask. Like this, clip to below, and now this circle is clipping that image. So it's kind of like cropping the image. Image is only inside the circle. And I got one more copy above, so I will add some effect to it. Here, layer effects, let's reduce the fill color first so you can see through it, just like that. And now we will use some stroke around the shape. I think my portal will be orange, so I will use orange line. Now I will put glow inside and outside this shape. So inner glow over here, you can also change blending mode to hard light like this, and also very similar process for outer glow. Alright, we got some layer effects on this second shape above. So this is our portal, then we got our summer image here, and then the backdrop is the winter image. Nice, this is a really good start for this Porto project. Next, I will add a new blank pixel layer above. On this layer, I will use gradient tool. So let's select gradient tool from the tool panel on the left. We need to change the gradient type to radial, so like this, like a circle. This will be our spotlight, so this will kind of change the lighting of the whole image. We change the blending mode for this gradient to overlay and reduce opacity. This kind of depends on your image here, so you must experiment with opacity level in your case. So this is like a spotlight, bright in the center and dark around edges. Next, I'm going to apply some adjustments on my backdrop layer. So let's move to adjustment panel. From here we can modify color of this original layer. Let's start with a filter. So I will make this layer a little bit cold by adding some kind of blue filter on it, like this. Maybe a little bit lighter. So let's move this slider below. And from here we can also merge this new adjustment into original layer by clicking merge button here. Done. What next? Let's desaturate this layer just a little bit. So let's suck out colors a little bit, so we get better contrast, and again merge to the original backdrop. After adjustments, we will duplicate this whole backdrop layer now. So right click and duplicate. Now we got a copy above. I will apply a special radial blur to this copy from this panel, like this. So it's like this reality is warping around the portal. Alright, so let's apply this special radial blur to the duplicate, merge with the duplicate over here. But I don't want this to cover whole area, so I'll add mask to it, new blank mask, and now I will add gradient to the mask. So we will reduce opacity of this blur at the edge so we can see the original picture. So this should be radial gradient like this, from white to black. This way the blur will exist only around the portal itself. Take a look. It's very subtle. The blur, the radial blur, is only around the portal now, thanks to our mask with the gradient. Off and on. Very nice, like the portal is warping the original image around. Cool. Let's add a new pixel layer just above the portal circle. And on this layer we're going to use very classic tool, brush tool. So let's select the brush tool from the menu on the left. I got my brush tool ready. Be sure you got basic soft brush. Alright, we don't need any texture or artistic brush here, just basic brush, soft one. Over here, this one. Let's jump back to color panel and select some kind of shade of orange that will match the portal effect. Now I will simply draw some like sparks of light around this area. Let's try a little bit different color next. Again, just tapping here and there around the edge of this portal. And maybe one more color change here, something like this, like almost red color. Now we will apply a radial blur to this layer with our glows. Like this. So we got like different shades of orange light leaking out of portal. Very nice effect. We can match that with the original layer and it's done. Cool, that's much better and fit very nicely with this blur that we made before. I got feeling that we're almost done. Just one more extra layer here. So again, blank pixel layer. I will keep using brush, this time a little bit bigger like this. You can use square brackets on your keyboard to change the size of your brush. And now I'm going to paint around a glow, like general glow from the portal. I will apply normal blur on it. Like this. Match to the layer and now change the blending mode to overlay. So this is just a glow from the portal. Like this. Alright, we can of course rename the layer so it will be easier for us to understand what is what later after we reopen the project. So this is our spotlight at the top. Then we got portal effects and the original image as well. Alright, I think I'm going to group this whole portal into one folder. So I will select layers by holding shift, clicking at here, and I can make it as one group. So this whole group is actually the portal itself. I can turn it on and off any moment. Alright, so this is our final composition. We got this portal showing us different location, different part of the world. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see you in my next video.